Hey everybody, you're watching We the Fandom, where we discuss comic books, pop culture, and the fandom experience. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more content. How's it going everybody? Jacob here at We the Fandom, and in this video I wanted to go over what I thought were the biggest Easter eggs and cameos in the Snyder Cut of Justice League. I did make an initial broad strokes kind of review without spoilers, which I've linked in the description below, but this video will be more detailed in talking about some of the cool stuff that I didn't want to spoil in that initial video. So one of the cameos slash Easter eggs is the appearance of Ryan Choi, aka the Atom. And he was actually cut out of the theatrical version, but appears in the Snyder Cut as the assistant to Silas Stone, the father of Cyborg, and a scientist who deals in nanotechnology. Now Ryan Choi is actually the second person within the comics to take on the abilities of this iteration of the character of the Atom, with Ray Palmer being the first. Ray Palmer, if you didn't know, you can see in the Arrowverse CW series. Of course, with the Snyderverse seemingly over, I'm not sure if we will actually see any more of what would have been the Ryan Choi version of the Atom. Iris West is another cameo. Overall, the scene was kind of weird due to the fact that while Barry Allen is trying to save her from the car, he gets distracted by the hot dog, in which is just like an awkward 30-second scene of him trying to grab a hot dog while trying to save Iris West. And she also doesn't have very many lines in the movie, and then we don't see her again after that scene. Martian Manhunter is probably the biggest cameo, and that's despite the fact that Zack Snyder, as well as some movie leaks, had already told us that he would appear. But he appears in the middle of the film as basically transformed into Martha Kent, and he's there to convince Lois Lane to basically move on with her life and go back to being a reporter to kind of fulfill a purpose that he believes she has in the world. And then he shows up again at the end of the movie to tell Batman that he's basically available if there are any more world-ending events. Which really begs the question, why hasn't he just helped during the other times the Earth was in danger? Like when Zod attacked along with the other Kryptonians, or basically this whole ordeal with Steppenwolf. Now, Darkseid and his gang show up briefly in a couple parts of the movie, and I'm actually going to make another video going over all the epilogue stuff to include the scenes with Deathstroke, the Joker, Lex Luthor, and all that kind of stuff, so look out for that video in the next week or so. Volko and Mira, the two Atlantean characters from Aquaman, both show up a couple of times to try and convince Arthur to join Atlantis and take his place as king, as well as to help them guard the mother box that they hold. They had very different costumes in this film, and I'm pretty sure it's because this film was made or filmed before the Aquaman film, which is obvious for another reason, that being that for some weird reason Mira had a British accent, which they obviously scrapped for the Aquaman film. And I'm not sure where the disconnect was between Zack Snyder and whoever directed that movie, but I thought that was kind of funny. Two comic book specific Easter eggs would be obviously Superman in the black suit, which is referencing the return of Superman after his death at the hands of Doomsday, both in the comics and in the Batman vs. Superman film. In the comics, he wears it because it's like a sun absorption suit, which helps him heal after he was resurrected. In this movie, they don't really give a specific reason as to why he's wearing the black suit, but it does look cool. The other Easter egg would be the Bat Tank scene in the epilogue, which is from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, which if you haven't read it, I would definitely recommend reading it. But if you've noticed over the course of Batman vs. Superman and Justice League, this version of this version of Batman that's showing up in these movies is obviously heavily based on the Frank Miller version, both with the costume as well as the way Bruce Wayne acts, which is obviously pretty different from a lot of other comic book iterations. I will be making a couple more videos going over what could have been, in the future of the Snyderverse based off of the obvious direction the movie was going, as well as those epilogue scenes. So if there are other Easter eggs or cameos and such that you saw that I haven't mentioned and would like to see in the next Snyder Cut video, please leave your comments below. As always, please thumbs up this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time.